speak a little bit about the cultivation of ergot.
Analog horror has truly cemented itself as a titan in the online space. If you like scary media and you like the internet, there's a good chance you've seen analog horror because of the sheer volume at which they're being made. So out of these hundreds and hundreds, it's with great pleasure today that we're talking about one that can stand toe-to-toe with some of the giants of the field, that being Morley Grove. Morley Grove is a horror series created by Remy Abode, a big name in the industry, responsible for the well-known Gemini Home Entertainment. The series takes the style of an early 2000s YouTube channel, documenting odd occurrences regarding a fictional town called Morley Grove, and specifically, a set of disappearances that took place there. Now before I continue, I'd like to go check out this series for yourself. There's 6 episodes, each of which are not even 3 minutes long, and Remy demonstrates his talent throughout. Seriously, go have a watch. I'll give you a little bit. Okay, so you just kind of sat there for a little bit. I get it, it's fine. Let's move on to episode 1. We enter on a 2007-era YouTube homepage, with a Bandicam screen recorder to boot. My god. The video we're watching is titled, Morley Grove Specters Missing Kids Photos Turn Creepy, uploaded by Super Pilot Jordan. As we watch, we're shown photos of families gathered around in celebration. Birthdays, block parties, we don't know for sure. However, what we do know is that kids facing the camera have really messed up faces. This could be from a mix of photo distortion and bad upload quality. However, a lot of the kids seem to have stretched or concave features, extra limbs or mouths. At the 1 minute mark, we see something looming eerily in the tree line, its tall visage cloaked in darkness. The episode cuts to an audio recording titled Morley Grove Specters, audio recorded February 2007. The audio appears to be recorded in an area with lots of wind. Forest, maybe? However, you can definitely make out the echoing sounds of children screaming. Eventually, as the screaming picks up, the wind gets louder, and the episode ends. Let's gather what we've got from this. In Morley Grove, kids went missing. No duh. Presumably at the hand of this shadow man, and possibly because of their disappearances, photos of them become altered in odd ways. Let's move on to the next episode. We open on a serene clip show of what we can assume to be the town of Morley. Flowing rivers, a lumber operation, and... Did you see it? Go back. Whoa, that dude is fucking huge. Come on, fellas. I think we've got a Slender on our hands. Look at that. That's obviously supposed to be Slender Man. After some shots of suburban life, we get a birthday video for one Dustin, 2005. The title reads, Happy Birthday, Dustin, 2005. Shots of children celebrating at Dustin's party are shown over the song You Are My Sunshine. Notable is the fact that although Dustin's face is censored, it's almost certainly malformed, much like the missing kids from Morley Grove. At the end of the video, we see a photo of Dustin playing on a swing, with a tall figure blurred out in the background. I missed this at first and genuinely thought it was a tree. I had to re-watch it to notice the blur around one of the trees. And, I mean, can you blame me? It looks like a tree. This is almost definitely the same figure that we saw earlier in the video. We've gained more insight to the Morley missing, and perhaps the culprit of their disappearance. A Slenderman type figure. I don't think I need to explain who Slenderman is. I will say, though, that his mythos is very deeply rooted in the disappearance of kids. Could this series be a retelling of this classic tale? I mean, I don't know, but hopefully our next episode, Morley Missing, can help us further. The episode starts with another screen grab of what we can confidently say is the comments section of the Birthday 2005 video. You can hear the song You Are My Sunshine playing. Here are the comments. XX Face for the Thunder. Oh boy. What the fuck? KOTR Best 17 says, Is this a joke? All these photos are older than 2005. I'm so confused. Super Pilot Jordan, who was the uploader of the first video, says, Morley Grove Specters. I don't know who uploaded this, but the missing kid is a Morley Grove Specter. Look up Morley Missing. Mr. Grinds responds with, XD, you actually believe that? LOL. Sorry, bro, ghosts aren't real. Sorry to burst your bubble, XD. Oh, the stupidity of the internet these days. ... That's a good one, I like that. Super Pilot Jordan responds with, I literally have proof. Look at my channel tomorrow, bro. I'm gonna post a video that will blow your mind. Mr. Grinds responds with, lol. Bro, take a chill pill, XDDD. You're just mad because you want ghosts to be real, XDDD. I feel bad for you, TBH. Stupid kids these days still believe in ghosts, XD. I bet you still believe in Santa, in the Easter Bunny too, don't you, lol? Ha, so sad. I feel bad for you, to be honest. We can assume the next clip is the proof that Jordan was talking about. A webpage dedicated to the missing kids. Their distorted faces line the front page. Anna Lobes, last seen 1969. Nathan Gillis, oh my god, he looks like a rat. Nathan Gillis, last seen 1969. Judy Moore, last seen 1969. She looks like a penis. And finally, Dustin Ford, last seen 1969. Dustin's photo is missing. The camera hangs in his absence. Jordan clicks on a page with the description, the following accounts are a combination of phone calls, direct. Here are the statements. My elementary school friend Pammy became a specter. I was staying with my aunt, half an hour away, so I wasn't at Morley Grove. My mom was, though. She saw the Morley man. I knew a guy who said he saw it take one of the kids. He told me it must have been at least 20 feet tall. He said that when it looked at him, it stole a part of his soul. When I was still working, we would get calls from this terrified woman who was convinced that someone was stalking her son. She was absolutely adamant, but couldn't provide any real cause for her suspicions. No matter how hard we searched, nothing came up. I think that everyone figured she was just paranoid. I still kind of feel guilty about that. I must have been around 12 at the time. I was sitting on the couch, right across from Roy. He was a couple years younger than me. I was on the couch that sat against the main wall, so I wasn't able to look out the window. I remember I was showing him this toy truck I had. For a second, he glanced past me, out at the window, and it took him right then and there. My mom was in the kitchen when it happened. She screamed. Okay, what the fuck, bro? We get testimonies of people who were there when the disappearances happened. From what we can gather, the Morley man, great fucking name by the way, acts as a cognito hazard, wherein if you view him, you're taken. However, he only appears to take children. Adults are affected, however they do not become specters like the kids do. Instead, they lose some aspect of themselves. Let's move on to the next episode, Morley Drive. We're shown a 911 call transcript recorded sometime in January 2010.
911. Okay, they're there right now. Do you know who they are? Okay, are you safe right now?
We cut to dashcam footage of the officer driving to the scene. They arrive at 2:27 a.m., and we learn the address, 23 Morley Drive. Holden Dune answers the door, and police inform him of the situation. He's confused because there are no kids living at the house. The episode ends. The big takeaway from this is that something reached out and called the cops, presumably one of the missing kids. And when the child speaks over the phone, the audio is replaced with a similar screaming to the Morley Specter audio. Maybe this house on Morley Drive was once owned by a family of a missing kid. A school of thought I see brought up in the comment section of this video a lot is that the Morley man took Dune's child and erased him from memory. I disagree with this, mostly because if the Morley man, for a lack of a better word, pradiths the kids he takes, why do we have any records of them at all? There's also no modern evidence to suggest the Morley man is still active and taking kids. From what we can gather, the Morley missing was an isolated incident. Shouldn't no one remember them? Instead, I believe that this is a kid who was taken by the Morley man, reaching out and trying to ask for help. Morley Ghost is the next episode, and is, in my opinion, the best. So far, the longest in the series, at 2 minutes and 12 seconds. The video is set in what we can assume to be a basement. Within the first 20 seconds, we already have some backwards audio. Moving ahead, we can see that a cat comes into view, stops, looks at something off camera, We pan in to see something moving throughout the darkness. After this, the room becomes consumed in a wave of darkness as a drowning howl begins to shake the camera. As quickly as it enters, it fades, and we hear a voice. Okay, I had to play that bit for you. I mean, that shit got the fuck out of me. I was watching this at like 3 in the morning, and that made me shit my pants. The tension that this builds and the payoff here is just fantastic. From what I can gather from this, I believe that the shadowy figure is a specter, and that the Morley man is the darkness that enters the room, mostly because that drowning howl is similar to the one that we heard in the Morley Specters audio. So perhaps that wind from that audio was not wind, but more the Morley man making his presence known. The final video in the series is titled Birthday 2010. It begins with this unsettling film of a birthday party. All the lights are turned off, backward music is heard, as we are shown people sitting at a table. It's almost dreamlike. We then cut to another screen grab, presumably at the hands of Jordan. Ghost child scares couple out of home. Morley Grove couple puts house up for sale following ghost 911 call. We can see the front cover of the article, a photo of 23 Morley Drive with a censored drawing at the bottom right corner. We then cut to the same Happy Birthday Dustin video from the second episode. However, this time it's 5 years later. Dustin's face, although censored, appears more mangled than were last shown. The same shots are shown as the 2005 edition, with Dustin's face being removed from every single one. Lastly, we're shown a still from Morley Ghosts, as it can be inferred that Dustin was the face moving throughout the darkness. We end on the cover slide, Dustin's face appearing to have poles sticking out at odd angles. The final video so far gives us few answers. First of all, the Dunes fled their home due to the call they received. Most importantly, the figure in Morley Ghosts is Dustin, or what's left of him. I think now we can start to compile all that we have into a narrative here. In the town of Morley Grove, there exists a supernatural creature who's been dubbed the Morley Man. Sometime in 1969, children were abducted, seemingly instantaneously from around the town of Morley Grove. Their disappearances would be remembered by those who knew them and those who were present during the kidnappings. The children would go on to be given the moniker of Specters. Sometime in 2005, someone, presumably a member of one of the missing kids, Dustin Ford, would create a birthday slideshow of Dustin using old photos of his last birthday. In 2007, audio would be recorded of the Morley Specters. It is unknown who recorded this audio or where it was recorded from, but we can assume that the Morley man is present due to the howling wind. Sometime in either late 2009 or early 2010, an internet user by the name of Superpilot Jordan would go on to upload videos of the Morley missing. His videos would receive traction, and people would begin to ask questions. In early 2010, the Dune residents would become the focal point of Spectre activity, as Dustin Ford attempts to reach out for help. The police come to the house, however the Dunes have no children. Now we're getting into the theory aspect of this, so stick with me here. Shortly after the cops are called, the Dunes begin experiencing paranormal phenomena. They set up a camera in their home that catches Dustin and the presence of the Morley man. Because of this, they sell their home. Presumably sometime after, another birthday video for Dustin would be created. However, the photos are altered, presumably by the Morley man, for an unknown reason, possibly as a repercussion for Dustin asking for help. And that's where the story stands. In January of 2024, Mr. Abode would make a video stating that both Gemini Home Entertainment and Morley Grove are not dead, and that due to computer issues, he temporarily cannot continue the series. It's been over a year, and no real updates to both have occurred. So as it stands, both are a work in progress, with no new official word releasing. Overall, I'd like to say that Morley Grove is a very, very good piece of internet horror. And if you've made it throughout this video without watching it, go give Remy a subscribe and go watch it, man. It's great. It's really great. So with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time, all right? Have a good time out there.
Guess what, friend? Fishy time!